Afternoon baseball here on the show. Today we've got a good matchup ahead between the New York Mets and the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers baseball starts right now. Brett Anderson will be the man on the mound for the Brewers. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, we're going to get a chance to look at a guy that is a little bit up and down throughout points of his career. A career ERA just over 4. When he's good, he can be really good. And when he's bad, well, let's just say he can be pretty bad at times. But it'll be interesting to see which one we see. He's a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde. Hopefully he's going to be a little bit more Jekyll than Hyde in this one here today.
First offering on its way. Pitch to the plate is a sinker for a called strike one.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
The windup and the 0-1. Now a ball lined toward the alley in left center. But this will be pulled in out there in left center. Well hit, but a rough out number 1.
The shortstop, Ahmed Rosario.
Next up for New York, Ahmed Rosario. He'll get to take his first cuts here. The pitch. Hit out toward second. Oh, and he can't come up with it.
Batting third, the first baseman, Pete Alonso.
Up next, the power bat of Pete Alonso. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. Man at first for him following the 1-out single. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Well, this is a spot you'd like to be in. 2-0, good hitter. He's going to turn it loose right here.
Rosario makes a move from first. In there, now the throw is going to be far too late. That's a stolen base.
Well, he's certainly doing his best to get his team out to an early lead. Picks up the single and then decides that's not good enough, so he swipes second to get into scoring position. Now we'll see if the guys can pick him up.
Hit back up the middle. Oh, and he has some trouble with it. Over to Smoke at first, and there are 2 away.
Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 30, Michael Conforto.
Next for the Mets, Michael Conforto. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Line down the left field line. But this will be foul. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. This is line to left. And there's a base hit as the runner will score from third, and that gives the Mets a 1-0 lead.
I know we sit up here and talk about it a lot. Just grabbing the momentum, trying to tack on early runs as quick as possible. It allows the pitcher to go out there, relax, attack the strike zone. It keeps everybody involved. That 2-out RBI, I know it's early, but that just gives everyone a chance to just relax and compete.
And that'll bring up Wilson Ramos. And a slider bounces, and that gets away. And he'll make it to second here as he's moved into scoring position now after the passed ball.
And this is why you can't lose focus for a second when you're behind the plate. Any mistake a catcher makes has serious consequences. This is a pass ball, and the runner moves into scoring position.
Swing and a miss. A little too anxious there. 1-1. Ramos has a history in coming through in the clutch moments, of course. It's always a little bit of a debate whether or not being clutch is actually a trait that a player possesses. But with him, there's no denying it. We've seen him deliver in big moments. And the throw is in time to get him to retire the side. Mets forced to settle for one here in the inning. On now to the bottom of inning number one. The Mets lead it 1-0. Rick Porcello, a right-hander from the Garden State of New Jersey, gets the ball here. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, the guy in the bump, career wins. He has 149, so you know when he's taking his warm-up pitches before this one, he's thinking about one thing. He wants to get to that milestone number 150. We'll get a chance to watch him up close and in person in this one here today.
And that'll bring up Keston Hiura. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Now here's the pitch. Breaking ball that's cut on and missed for the first strike. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control. 0-2. Swing and a miss as he couldn't connect on the two-seamer, and that's out number one.
That's not an at-bat he or his hitting coach are going to be happy with at all. It's bad enough to go down on 3 pitches, but none of them were even in the strike zone. That's a bad look.
And in to hit next is Lorenzo Cain, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Line drive base hit.
Last pitch was a fastball. Tries to double up with the same piece of cheese, and it gets turned around. Nice piece of hitting.
Stepping into the box, Christian Yelich. First shot for him here with a runner at first now and one away. Throw over to the bag and a dive, but he's back in there. First pitch coming. Here it is.
Ball, that's in.
And set up behind the plate is Joe McDonald, as you see the rest of our umpiring crew in this one.
You know, you got to take your time and feel Joe McDonald out behind the dish a little bit. He has a tendency to move his zone around, usually settling in those middle innings.
You know, all you ask for an umpire is to be consistent. At times, Joe Mack is a little bit too inconsistent, particularly from a pitcher standpoint.
The 1-1 home is swung on and missed, and that's strike two.
Threw that fastball right by him. He had no chance to get the barrel of that one.
The 1-2. Swing, and he popped him up over in foul territory back behind third. McNeil is over now, and he's got it for route number 2.
Batting fourth, the left fielder, Ryan Braun.
Here's Ryan Braun now. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. He's set. Here it comes.
Nope, that's down.
Cain leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Runner goes. Pitch outside. The throw. Not in time. He's in there at second.
Looks like they're trying to be aggressive on the base pass in order to get that run back they gave up at the top of the first. I like that, especially early in the game, so we'll see if they can drive him in now.
Heading out towards shallow right. Conforto is there, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Milwaukee leaves one. They're down 1-0. Here comes the second baseman, Robinson Cano. He'll lead things off here in this one-run contest.
Robinson Cano.
Cano waits on the first pitch. Smoked on the ground up the middle, and that's a base hit. So a little first pitch swing in there as he's on to kick off the inning.
Yeah, he's going to have to work that sinker down in the zone. That's his bread and butter pitch, and if he's going to leave that belt high, that's going to spell disaster.
Jake Marisnik.
Here's Jake Marisnik. As he'll watch a sinker here that misses. It's ball one. In his career against Brett Anderson, he's gone 3 for 4. He's taken him deep once. 2 balls and no strikes to the Mets center fielder. Late swing on the hitter's count. Still a good count for him now, however, at 2-1. Nobody out, runner on first. Just low that time with the heavy sinker as it's ruled ball 3.
I love the approach out on the mound. Everything's down in the zone as it should be, but now you find yourself in a 3-1 count. Do you elevate a little bit more and get back in this zone, or do you just pitch around them?
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Oh, I think he thought it was ball 4, but the knuckle curves in there. That misses. So a single and a walk, and it's first and second with nobody out.
Always tough to issue a free pass, but especially troublesome when you give up a single right before that to start the inning. We'll see if he can figure out a way to wiggle out of this.
At the plate, J.D. Davis. Here comes the first pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Garcia has it. Step on the bag for one. The smoke at first, and they get them both.
Good pitch on the ground ball there, and an even better job up the middle to take it himself, and turn 2. Pretty smooth.
So here's the Mets pitcher, Rick Porcello, and a chance now to increase his lead if he can deliver something here with 2 gone. Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. We're in the second, 1-0 Mets early on. And now he'll foul this one off as well to fall behind here. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. Mets strand 1, and after an inning and a half, it's 1-0. Here's Eric Sogard as they'll have 5, 6, and 7 here to start the home half of the second.
The third baseman, Eric Sogard.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
That's outside.
Sogard, a former member of the Oakland A's, who was signed as a free agent in the middle of last season.
Yeah, I know he expected to get a longer-term deal, but these are the facts right now. He is on a one-year deal, and he is going to have to produce if he is going to get that multi-year he's been looking for come off-season.
Now a ball lined towards center field, and a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, Justin Smoke.
So the switch hitter Justin Smoke steps up as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. A runner at first with no outs here. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And he looks at a ball, 1-2. Line drive, base hit to right. And this will kick off the base of the wall.
That's a nice piece of hitting right there, Dan. He went heater up in the zone and then tried to drop the off speed, but he was on it.
Boy, Mark, that's the oldest trick in the book, right? You use one pitch to set up the other. This guy wasn't having any part of that.
Standing in now, Omar Narvaez. He'll swing and lift a ball foul off to the left and out of play. A couple of men in scoring position here with none down. Right there, and it's quickly 0-2 now.
This is where, as a batter, you got to find a way to put something in the outfield. Get something elevated. I know you got to battle with 2 strikes and protect, but if anything is belt or above, you got to swing.
And that's a swinging strike 3 in the dirt. And he makes the throw to first. Narvaez is retired, and there's one away.
Good pitch there, and that was a nice job by his battery mate to complete the play first after the ball hit the dirt.
Coming to the plate now, Orlando Arcia, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. He's set, and the pitch.
Jumped ahead with strike one there, and that's something he's going to do a lot of in this start. He doesn't have lights out stuff, so it's important for him to be pitching ahead and have the hitters on their heels.
A ball and a strike now. The 1-1 home.
Inside, ball 1.
Hey, lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball in play hard.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch.
Good job to work the count and put himself back in the driver's seat. Started off with 1 strike, and now he's got the count in his favor, 3-1.
And he misses with it, ball 4, so that'll load the bases, and now he's really going to need to get a ground ball.
Batting ninth, the pitcher, Brett Anderson.
Next to hit will be the pitcher, Brett Anderson. He looks to do some early damage with the bases loaded. Both the tying and go-ahead runs aboard. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. This is line to left. And that's into the outfield for a 1-out hit. And the run will score from third as that ties things at 1.
Sometimes you just got to tip your hat to the offense right there. Nice piece of hitting. Executed his pitch away again, but the hitter was able to stay on time.
Stepping in now, Keston Hiura, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball one. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. The 1-0.
Nowhere to put anybody. 2-0 count, not a good spot to be in as a pitcher.
From the stretch. Good curveball there. Clipped the outside black for a called strike. Line to the right side. That's in there. Base hit. In to score the runner from third. And the throw in gets away from him. And they'll put the brakes on the runner at third, so the bases will remain loaded here with still only one away. So now time will be called as we're going to get a visit from the pitching coach here as he'll hope to settle his guy down. In now is Lorenzo Cain as he lays off a fastball too low for ball one. He could really open this lead up early if he can deliver here with the bases loaded. Two and 0 to the Brewers center fielder.
This is worst case scenario for the pitcher. As the offensive player, man, smile on your face knowing you're sitting fastball right down the middle.
Strike taken up in the zone.
Hey, you get 2-0, your eyes light up, but you're sitting in one spot, and he obviously didn't get it right there. But he still finds himself in a 2-1 count, ready to do some damage.
And here's a ball hit in the air. Long run for the right fielder. He makes the catch. Here comes the runner from third. And add a run on the sacrifice fly as that'll make this a 3-1 game.
Obviously, he's hoping for more up there with the bases loaded, but you can't be too upset with the sac fly.
Two men on, two out, and that'll bring up Christian Yelich. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
1-0.
And a fastball to start things out here. Not close. It's a ball and no strikes. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball.
A time to start making some quality pitches. He finds himself in a tough spot behind an account with guys on base.
3 runs already home here. Too far out in front that time. He can't keep it fair. 2-1. Porcello sets. Here comes the pitch. Just behind the fastball there. 2 strikes now.
Even though it's early on in this one, anytime you get runners in scoring position, you'd like to knock them in.
Hit down the line at first, but this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. Swing and a drive to right. There it goes. And it's gone. So it's a 3-run shot to straightaway right field, and it's now a 6-1 ball game.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number one, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
To the plate now, Ryan Braun. As he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike one. So far, 0 for 1 with a flyout. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Hit down the third baseline, but this will wind up a foul ball, strike two. Too much bite on the breaking ball that time as it's well off the outside. Heading out towards shallow right. Right fielder giving chase. He can't get to it. This one's down.
And we take a look at the line right here, and it's not pretty. He's given up 7 hits, and we're only in the second inning. So what if 3 things is going to happen? He's either going to buckle down and start hitting his spots, he's going to continue to get shelled, and our game is going to last about 5 hours, or he's going to get the hook early and head for the showers.
Into the box now, Eric Sogard, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. A base hit in his first trip. The 0-1 pitch.
Well, you can see he's coming right at this guy, just pounding the ball in the strike zone. He certainly has the advantage now. This guy hasn't even swung the bat yet.
Curveball, but he can't get him to chase it 1-2.
Well, giving up hits is one thing, but judging by that last pitch, he doesn't have any consistency with his release point right now. He doesn't know where it's going, and he knows it.
2 out with the man at first. Grounded softly down the line toward first, but this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. From the belt, the pitch lays off. 2-2 now.
When he's pitching effectively, usually that two-seam fastball is moving quite a bit, but here it's just kind of flat and straight. Could be a big part of the reason why he's getting knocked around.
And strike 3 there as they'll finally work out of the inning as the side is retired. But it'll come at a cost as 6 cross the plate, 3 of them on this 3-run home run. We've played 2. It's the Brewers 6 and the Mets 1. So it's back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring in Jeff McNeil.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on, but you don't want to fall too far behind. They're already down by a bundle, and one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
And this is taken out there by Braun for the first out.
Now batting, the shortstop, Ahmed Rosario.
So coming to the plate, Ahmed Rosario. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Sent on the ground out to second. Reined in. On to first, and it's a fine start to the inning for Anderson. 2 away now.
Up next for the Mets, the first baseman, Pete Alonso.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and up steps the power bat of Pete Alonso. Here comes the first pitch.
Hey!
2 out, nobody on. Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2.
Hey, down in the count 0-2, I'd like to see a little choke and poke right here. Maybe work it up the middle or opposite field with 2 strikes.
Now a swing as he rifles this one into center for a base hit.
Nice piece of hitting right there. Two-seam fastball, sinker. He stayed inside it. Didn't have the action the pitcher would have liked.
You know, that's a sinker right there, Mark, that's intended to be down in the zone. And this pitcher better get the ball down because he can't live up in the strike zone.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Michael Conforto. He gets a shot to hit here in the inning following the 2-out single.
Yeah, and that hit might not amount to much, but anytime you can extend an inning and give a guy with plenty of pop a chance to swing it, the outlook of an inning changes dramatically.
From the stretch. Now a swing and a miss. Took something off that one, and it's strike one.
Hey, a 2-out single isn't all that bad, but it can be when you've got this part of the lineup coming up.
Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Down and away, ball 1. A runner on first with 2 away. Conforto behind, a ball and 2 strikes. Liner towards second. So this will be pulled in out there at second base, and that'll be that. Mets leave 1. The lead remains 5. It's 6-1. Back here in Milwaukee at Miller Park as we check in with Heidi Watney.
Well, Matt, during the break, I caught up with Craig Counsell, the Brewers skipper, about his lineup's performance so far. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. He said they've done a nice job of keeping their swings inside the strike zone and not chasing after pitches they can't do much with. The numbers say their chase rate in this game is under 25%. And with a bunch of runs on the board right now, that could be a big reason why.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks.
Leading off for the Brewers,
Digging in to try it again, Justin Smoke. He scored a run after stroking a double in his first at-bat.
Yeah, he did a great job to go down and get that one his last at-bat. But I got to think they're going to pitch him up, maybe elevate something in the zone. Interested to see how he approaches this next AB.
Here comes the 0-1.
That's a good take on a fastball out of the zone. Hey, I get it. He's looking for a ball to drive, but that ball was a little bit too far up in the zone. That's one you normally pop right up.
Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Now here's the pitch. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
The classic back foot slider right there with 2 strikes. Usually gets a ton of swing and misses. Nice layoff right there. Fight for another pitch.
The 2-2 is looked at, and the count moves full. Swing and a miss as he starts the third the same way he ended the second, with a punch out, 1 away.
Yeah, as they say, there's a hole in his swing in that location, so a good job there of exploiting that. That can be real hard for some guys to overcome when teams start figuring out what locations you just can't handle.
In now, Omar Narvaez. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball 1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. That evens it up, 1-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. A swing, and this ball is blasted to right field. Nothing's going to keep this one in the ballpark. And it's gone as they add still another. A solo shot here to straightaway right field as it's now a 6-run ball game.
This is why you just can't rely on one pitch. These are the best hitters in the world. And when they know what's coming, they're going to jump all over it just like he did there.
Now here comes the Mets skipper on his way toward the mound. And that's going to be all now for Rick Porcello. So the pitching line will not be kind to him here this afternoon, as he just pretty much could not get anything working. Walker Lockett is going to come on to pitch here, and in just the third inning, you have to think he'll be asked to eat some innings.
Walker Lockett.
Next to bat, Orlando Arcia.
Not shortstop, Orlando Arcia.
Liner in there for a base hit.
You know who's the happiest man in the building right now? His starting pitcher. He's got a big old smile on his face. He knows he has a 6-run lead here in the early going to work with. You can't let that take away your edge, though.
So now to the plate, Brett Anderson. And now a bunt attempt here as he gets this one down. And they'll put the tag on him going to first, but the sacrifice is successful.
Sacrifice was in order right there as he gets the bunt down right there. And sometimes it's easier to just tag him instead of making that throw to first base.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Keston Hiura. He was a strikeout victim his first trip and then collected a base hit his last time around. From the stretch. Hit hard up the middle. And that's in there. Base hit. The relay. The throw, and he's tagged out at second. But one run does come in to score on the play before the inning comes to an end. So 2 runs on 3 hits, including the home run. No errors and no one left. On now to the top of inning number 4. It's the Brewers 8 and the Mets 1. Into the box now, Wilson Ramos. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Here comes the first pitch. Hit on the ground down the first baseline, but a foul ball here, 0-1. And now a pitch on the way.
Ball 1. 1-1. The count is 2-1.
To short. Arcia gloves it. And the throw is wide as it pulls the first baseman off the bag.
Man, there's just no excuse for a middle infielder to make a play like that, especially your shortstop. Looked like a routine play, but for some reason, he just pulled the first baseman off the bag. It happens, but you never want to give a team extra outs.
So it's a runner at first as a result of the throwing error. And that'll give way to the veteran second baseman, Robinson Cano. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. One run, 4 hits, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. High in the air down the right field line. Yelich on the move. And he makes the catch in the corner.
The center fielder, number 16, Jake Marisnick.
Stepping in, Jake Marisnick. He drew a base on balls his first time up. He's set. Here it comes.
Nope.
And he'll lay off a first pitch sinker, missing down and in for a ball. 1-0. And he watches one miss outside. 2-0 now. Marisnick, an imposing right-handed figure at 6'4" tall. He was selected in the 3rd round back in the 2009 MLB draft.
Yeah, he has turned himself into a really nice ball player. I wouldn't put him on a superstar level, but you know what? They didn't miss with this pick either. You go into high rounds and you carve out a career the way this guy has, nice pick.
And he lays off here. A nice job. It's ball 4. 1st and 2nd now with 1 away.
Now batting, the left fielder, J.D. Davis.
Now at the plate, J.D. Davis comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. First offering on its way.
Count 1-0.
Big spot right here. Got to find a way to get back in this ball game and scratch a run across.
1 run, 4 hits, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. And that misses low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
What a great opportunity to come through right here. 2-0 count, runners on base. Find something middle of the plate and let it rip.
2 balls and a strike now. Three and 1 to the Mets left fielder.
There isn't a hitter alive that doesn't love hitting at fastball counts like 3 and 1. It's usually a pretty fruitful count in terms of getting a pitch to drive.
Line drive to center field. King is there. 2 gone.
The pitcher, number 61, Walker Lockett.
Digging in now, Walker Lockett. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And a pitch swung on and bounced to Arcia at short. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. 2 left for the Mets. It's still an 8-1 ball game. Now at the plate, Lorenzo Cain. It was an RBI sac fly for him last time through.
Even though they're up by a boatload early on in this one, you can't get complacent and get lazy. They got to keep the gas pedal down because this team that they're playing can strike and score a lot of runs too.
Line shot to first, and there's 1 away.
Now batting, right fielder, Christian Yelich.
In now, Christian Yelich. He comes in 1 for 2 with that home run he hit earlier.
And that last at bat when he went deep, he turned around a pretty good fastball. So I'm kind of thinking this guy's a good fastball hitter. So I might want to move that ball up and down and in and out and try not to throw it right down the middle of the plate. He went deep earlier, so that might have been a little bit of a message they were trying to send to get him off the plate. At the very least, they're clearly trying to get him from getting his arms extended again.
2-0 now. Two and 1.
Boy, what a time to pull the string on him. On 2-0, there's no way anyone's thinking changeup. So if you can locate it, that's pretty much unhittable.
1 out, nobody on. Hit hard up the middle. And into center field as he's aboard with a 1-out single.
You never want to beat a pitcher that breaks a guy out of a slump, but this guy was too good. You knew it was a matter of time before he started barreling baseballs. That gives him a multi-hit game, and I'm sure he's feeling good about it.
Into the box, Ryan Braun. And he turns this one around high and deep to center field. But he's going to get there as he runs it down on the warning track for the 2nd out of the inning.
The third baseman, number 7, Eric Zoga.
Now at the plate, Eric Sogard, 1 for 2. He singled and struck out in 2 trips. He's set and the pitch. Now a swing and a ground ball for the second baseman, Cano. And this is bobbled now by Cano.
Infielders are taught from the time they hold the glove that you've got to play the ball and not let the ball play you. You can see here that this one just ate him up and he couldn't recover in time.
Here's Justin Smoke now. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one. And we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
1 ball, no strikes the count. 2 down, runners at first and second. Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. Hit weakly back to the mound. On to first, and the Brewers are turned away as the inning is over. Brewers strand a couple, and it remains an 8-1 ball game. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Matt, during the break, I caught up with the Mets manager to discuss his thoughts on his club's offense so far. And one thing he stressed to me was the need for them to have better at-bats when they've got runners on base. With just 1 hit with runners in scoring position in the game, you can understand why he feels that way. But he also says he likes the way his guys are responding to the adversity. It seems as though they're keeping their energy and mood up. So we'll see if they can start coming through with some big hits as we go forward.
All right, thanks, Heidi.
The third baseman, number 6.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Swing and a liner. Foul. Oh and 1. Here it comes. Line drive snagged on a short hop. And the 5th inning will start with a ground out, 1 away.
Up next to the net, the shortstop, Ahmed Rosario.
Striding in once again, Ahmed Rosario. He was a ground out victim last time up. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. Two and 0. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
Part of the order on deck, so keeping this 2-hole hitter off the bags is always important.
Here it comes, the 3-0. Now a slider here, but this will miss off the plate away, and it's ball 4.
Now batting, the first baseman, Pete.
So digging in now, Pete Alonso. He's working on a 1 for 2 game so far. Here comes the first pitch. Off the plate and away there. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner at first here, 1 man out. This ball will be chopped foul. The 1-1 pitch. And that one misses badly. It's ball 2. Bouncer up the middle. To second for one. Relay to first in time. And just like that, this side is retired. Nothing doing for the Metropolitans. It's still an 8-1 ball game. Now in the box, Omar Narvaez. It was a solo shot for him in his last at-bat.
Yeah, that last at-bat, Daddy, he turned that fastball around. He didn't hit it a ton. He didn't hit it a country mile. But, hey, listen, a home run is a home run.
First pitch on its way. And it looks now like a right-hander's begun to get loose in the Mets bullpen. Chased a bad one there, 1-1.
It's not easy to get your barrel to a pitch that high. That can be an effective location as long as he keeps it above the letters.
2 balls and a strike.
You know he's probably cheating on that inside pitch after he got jammed earlier. If you're on the mound right now, you want to try to hit that outside corner, and there's a pretty good chance you'll get him to roll over something.
In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Yanked high and deep down the line in right. And it's a foul ball. The 2-2 one more time. Lifted in the air out towards left center. Under it is Marisnik, 1 away.
Now batting, the shortstop, Orlando Arcia.
Digging in and looking for more, Orlando Arcia. He singled his last time up. Here's the first pitch to him. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball. Fastball at 94 miles an hour, and it's 1-1. Here it comes.
2 balls, 1 strike.
This is skied into short left center. Davis comes on and makes the catch in shallow left for out number 2.
The pitcher, number 25, Brett Anderson.
Ready now, Brett Anderson. He laid down a sacrifice bunt in his last trip.
And not easy to do in today's game. High velocity, exploding breaking stuff. He executed that sac bunt perfectly.
Fastball over the outside, but in there for a strike. Fastball just misses. That's ball 1. Down the first baseline. He's got it, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Gone in order are the Brewers, and it remains an 8-1 ball game. Top half of the 6th about to get started, and next will be the Mets cleanup hitter, Michael Conforto.
This one doesn't look good so far. Down by a boatload as we enter the middle innings. It's about time they get something going, and the last thing you want to do is fall behind where you have to score a bunch in the 8th and 9th inning. This guy's been really on point so far, but it's not getting any easier. He has to get through 4, 5, and 6 right here.
And he'll step on first for the out, 3 unassisted.
Now batting, catcher, Wilson Ramos.
Here's the catcher, Wilson Ramos. 0 for 2 here to start the afternoon. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Nope.
Bases are empty, one man out. And he gets under this one a bit as this is lifted into center field. Kane is there now, and he has it, 2 gone.
Now batting, the second baseman, Robinson Cano.
Here's Robbie Cano now. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Nope.
The 1-0. Now a swing, and Cano rolls this one to second. Throw on to Smoke at first, and the side is retired. Down in order go the Mets. It's still an 8-1 ball game. Now to the plate, Keston Hiura. He's 2 for 3 thus far.
For the Brewers, the second baseman, Keston Hiura.
First pitch of the at-bat. Skied into straightaway right. Right fielder is on the run. He gets to it and makes the catch for the first out.
The center fielder, number 6, Lorenzo Kane.
Ready for another chance? Lorenzo Kane hit the ball pretty well in his last at-bat, but it resulted in a line out.
Yeah, he hit it hard. That's all you can ask. You can't control the result sometimes, Matty. Just unlucky with the placement.
And he takes a cold strike, 0-1.
That elevated fastball right there, that is the biggest change in the game today for me. When I first came up, a lot of guys working that Greg Maddux east to west.
1-1 the count now. Here it comes. To third. Scooped up. In time to first, and there are 2 away.
The batter, the right fielder, Christian Yelich.
So striding in, Christian Yelich. Perhaps he can drive another one out of the park just like he did back in the second. First offering on its way.
Ball, that's out.
Now the 1-0. Taken on the inside corner for strike 1.
Hey, pretty aggressive pitch right there up in the zone. Surprised he didn't offer at it.
That's a foul ball off to the left, and it moves to 1-2. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Fouled off. The next 1-2 pitch.
I got to count 2-2.
Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. And that one's taken outside for a ball. He walked him. So no 1-2-3 inning here. They've got themselves a 2-out base runner.
Well, the reason power hitters generally draw more walks than other guys is exactly what we saw right there. Pitchers work around them and nibble the corners a lot more so they don't get burned. He made some good pitches, but he just couldn't get him to chase enough out of the zone.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Marisnick is under it. And that ends the inning. Brewers strand 1, and it remains an 8-1 ball game. Digging in, Jake Marisnick. A couple of walks for him thus far.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
0-1 the count. Lays off the slider, and it's 1-1. Swung on, but it's pulled foul wide of third. The 1-2. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
It's always nice to keep a guy that has good wheels off base, and that's just what they did right there. Big strikeout, keep that guy off the base path.
J.D. Davis the next to bat. Oh, look out. Hot shot to third, and there are two away.
The pitcher, number 61, Walker Lockett.
Brandon Nimmo will get the call to pinch hit here, as we'll see what he can do with two out and the base is empty.
Brandon Nimmo.
There's a swing and a miss. Says, oh my goodness, he loses the shillelagh on that one. Look out. And he lays off for ball one. Two out, nobody on.
No,
1-1 pitch and a good sinker there, but he can't find the zone. 2-1. Nimmo with an even count of 2-2 now.
That swing had one purpose, and that was to put the ball over the wall. I guess he doesn't have much to lose with his team down this many at this point in the game.
Not surprisingly here, this is on the ground to the right side. Oh, and it eats him up a bit. Nothing across here this half. We'll move on now to the bottom half of the seventh. Get up and stretch. It's the Brewers 8 and the Mets 1. Robert Gesellman comes on to pitch now, hoping for better results than the other arms that they've run out there in this one.
Number 65, Robert Gesellman.
Next for Milwaukee, Eric Sogard. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far.
Eric Sogard.
Here comes the first pitch. Inner third let go. It's a called strike. Action in the Mets bullpen now. It's both a lefty and a right-hander that start to throw. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
1-1. Count is 2-1.
Hasn't seen a heater yet in this at-bat. One might be coming right here.
Now the 2-1. Lifted the other way out to left center. Left fielder giving chase. He's there and records the first out.
The batter, the first baseman, Justin Moak.
One away for the Brewers in their half of the seventh. And in next, the switch-hitting power bat of Justin Smoke. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
One out, nobody on. 1-1 the count to the Brewers' first baseman. Oh, looked like he was towing an anchor there. 1-2.
I think it's about time to choke up on that bat and get that foot down. He's awfully tardy right now.
And that misses. 2-2. Now the pitch. And it's fouled away. The 2-2 one more time. Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. And he struck him out, so he's down on strikes for the 2nd time this afternoon.
Well, I'm glad we get another look at that beauty of a pitch right there. You can't spot a sinker in a better location because even if you do get the bat on the ball, there's not a whole lot you can do with that. Textbook sinker.
Stepping in now, Omar Narvaez, as he'll lay off a curveball in the dirt for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. And the pitch.
2 balls, no strikes.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. A wave and a miss at the 2-0 sinker. 2-1.
You have to find a way to lay off that low sinker. There is just no way to do any damage. You're just looking at either a bruised shin or a ground out to the left side.
Orlando Arcia would be next if they can keep this inning alive. Swing and a looper to left. Left fielder coming on. He can't get there, so the inning will continue.
Hey, there's a case of a jam sandwich right there. Not that bad of a pitch, but he's able to just be strong enough to loop that one into left field.
Dan, sometimes a jam sandwich tastes much better than a rocket right at somebody.
At the plate, Orlando Arcia, as he'll swing at the first pitch and bang one into right center field. That's a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Hey, after back-to-back 2-out hits right now, this pitcher thought he was going to cruise through this inning, and now he's got traffic, and he's in jeopardy with a ball in the gap or a ball missed over the heart of the plate, a crooked number going on the board.
So now the Brewers pitcher, Brett Anderson. He's been great on the mound, so we'll see if he can do something with the bat here as well. He's earned a chance to take this at bat.
Yeah, Matt, when a guy's throwing the ball as well as he has, it kind of forces the manager's hand to stay with him. He's been exciting to watch, and he's really had this crowd behind him the entire game.
That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now. 0-2.
He's looking pretty passive here, hitting with a chance to drive in a run. Gonna have to make something happen with 2 strikes now.
Now a little dribbler here off to the right side of the mound. On to first, and the Brewers are turned away as the inning is over. So it's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. The Brewers lead this one 8-1. So here's Jeff McNeil. He leads off their half of the 8th, and they've been unable to get that starter out of the game to this point.
Yeah, he settled in early on the mound, partly due to the lead his guys gave him to take some of the pressure off. He's taken that and pitched very effectively in this one.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. First pitch of the inning is taken low and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Now some movement out in the Milwaukee bullpen. Both a lefty and a right-hander have begun to stretch it out. The 1-0 home is taken. Strike 1. And it's 1-2. Well, he's having a good amount of success here, Dan, even though he hasn't really gotten a ton of swings and misses.
Yeah, it amazes me how every game you pitch can be so different, Matt. Sometimes it feels like guys can't touch you and you're just punching everyone out. But other times, you don't have your good stuff and you really rely on movement and location to get outs. That's been the case for him today, and it's really working.
And a good take there will net him a base runner as it's ball 4 now to start the 8th inning.
That was a great battle right there. He tried to get him to chase, but he laid off some really tough pitches and got a walk. Got to tip the cap to the batter that time.
Now the Brewers manager's up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And that's going to be the end now for Brett Anderson. So he receives a nice ovation from this home crowd, departing after surrendering just 1 earned run. Ray Black takes the ball here as he'll enter with a runner at first and nobody out.
Number 50, Ray Black.
Ahmed Rosario will be the first to stand in against the new pitcher as he'll do so with a runner at first and nobody out. From the stretch. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1.
Got to believe the pitcher's going to trust his defense right here. Look for something down in his zone to induce a ground ball double play.
Up top, it's 2-0. Nobody out, runner on first. Turned on, but that's ripped foul down the third baseline. He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball to second. This could be 2. Oh, and he can't come up with it.
And this was set up perfectly for him to start the double play. He's in ideal position. And then I think he got a little bit ahead of himself. You know that old saying, be quick but don't hurry? Well, I think that was demonstrated right here.
So following the error, it's now runners at first and second. And here comes the first baseman, Pete Alonso. From the belt, kicks and deals.
With some traffic on the base paths, nice job by the pitcher to execute strike 1.
On its way, the 0-1 pitch.
Nope, outside. That's out.
I'd be real surprised if he goes back out away there on the mound. This is a count for a fastball challenge, and we'll see if he's ready for it in the box.
None out, runners at first and second. Too high that time, and it's 3-1.
If he concedes the walk here, he's in real trouble of giving up a big inning. It's not all that bad yet. Dealing with the bases loaded will make it pretty tough to wiggle out of.
3-2, full count. Here's a fly ball, well hit. After it is Kane. But he won't have a play. This is down and into the gap. McNeil isn't stopping. Here he comes to the plate. And the runner is in from second. And the second run will score as well.
Usually a hitter will shorten his swing with 2 outs, but not this guy. He puts a big charge into this one and drives in a couple of runs along the way. That can be frustrating as a pitcher when you had a guy on the ropes and you couldn't finish him off, especially when he drives in runs.
To the plate now, Michael Conforto. As he'll take a look at ball 1. The 1-0. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Braun has a read on it. 1 down. And this throw gets away from him. And the runner, not tagging, will retreat to second base.
The catcher, number 40, Wilson Ramos.
Striding in, Wilson Ramos. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. First pitch coming, here it is. And he throws the fastball by him here, 0-1.
Hey, love the confidence in that pitch right there, going right after one of the better hitters on this team, not afraid to execute.
1 out and a runner on second base. Good hard slider there, but it runs away. It's a ball and a strike. Line drive to left. That's in there. Base hit. The throw home. And not in time as the run scores.
Everything done right, Dan, on both sides, the defensive side and the offensive side, to send him, and the outfielder made a strong, accurate throw, but that runner was safe.
No doubt about it. That's one of those where you got to be aggressive as a third base coach. You know the outfielder has a strong throwing arm. You're taking a lot of things you're trying to get through a decision to send. A good send in a close play, but it all worked out.
Robinson Cano the next to dig in. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. And this one's on the inside corner, 1-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Still only 1 out in the inning. And that one misses badly. It's ball 2. The 2-1 home.
3 balls, 1 strike.
It's clear he just hasn't been able to find any rhythm out there. Pretty much unable to hit any of his spots, and now he's at 3-1, and he's put him into another great hitting count.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. And Cano's able to lay off that time. He'll reach on the base on balls.
What's the saying? When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you should do is stop digging. Well, the guy on the bump obviously hasn't heard that one.
J.P. Fireisen takes the mound to try to get out of this mess. There are 2 on with only 1 away.
Fireisen.
Jake Marisnick will be his first assignment here as he'll face him with runners at first and second and 1 gone. From the stretch.
Count 1-0.
The 1-0 home is taken for ball 2.
Hey, always a good idea to take a couple of pitches when you're facing a young arm like this one. And now he's put himself in a real good hitter's count.
First and second now, 1 man out. This is foul right side. Counts even at 2-2 to Marisnick.
2-2.
Fastball just inside.
When you've got a guy that throws a good two-seam fastball, you have to be ready for him to try to run it inside and jam you. Good job to lay off that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see it again.
Now the 3-2 pitch. A swing, and he pops him up on the infield, and the infield fly rule will be in effect here.
The batter, the left fielder, J.D. Davis.
Digging in, J.D. Davis. He lined out in his last trip, so looking for better fortunes here.
Yeah, Matty, but as he walks to the plate right here, he feels good building off that last AB. He hit that ball on the screws.
And a good fastball there, but this just misses the zone for ball 1. Left it up in the zone, but it's a strike, 1-1.
Hey, it looks like this guy's going to work in the upper part of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if this lineup can adjust to the way he pitches.
The 1-1.
You got 2 balls, 1 strike.
2 men are on with 2 men out. Ball 3.
Everyone relax. Not a fastball right there. Obviously a little arm side run. He missed his spot. No big deal.
And the 3-1. And that pitch misses for ball 4. So some intrigue now as the bases are loaded here with 2 away.
That's a big no-no. He obviously had to work carefully with 2 men on, but he did not want to walk him to load the bases. Now he's really got his work cut out for him. We'll see how he fares here.
Eduardo Nunez will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 12, Eduardo Nunez.
And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1. And this is high, a ball and a strike. Bases are loaded here, 2 down. Hit on the ground out to short. Throw to second for the force out, and the side is retired. So all in all, they're fortunate to give up just 3 in the inning as they wind up escaping the bases loaded jam. Home half of the 8th straight ahead. Milwaukee leads it 8-4. Brad Brock is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 29, Brad Brock.
Bottom of inning number 8 set to go. Digging in now for the Brewers, Keston Hiura. It was a fly out for him in his last trip.
Hiura.
He's set. Here it comes. And he'll look at a fastball that doesn't miss by a whole lot. It's 1-0. The pitch. Big swing and a miss at the changeup. A ball and a strike.
He got a swing and a miss on that last pitch, but that's not the location he wants to live in against a hitter of this quality.
The 1-1 home.
2-1.
Into center field, line drive base hit. So the Brewers get their leadoff man aboard to start out the frame.
Even though that pitcher was able to execute in off the plate, the batter was able to keep his hands inside that baseball and drive it up the middle.
In now, Lorenzo Cain, as he'll take a changeup here for strike 1. Brock has a good reputation for preventing the long ball. One swing can change the complexion of the ball game when you're coming in late, but he rarely lets that happen. Part of what makes him as effective as he is. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
That was some nice execution on that pitch. Spotted it nicely down around the bottom of the zone. And when you do that, especially with 2 strikes, not a lot of guys are going to hurt you. You're going to get a lot of ground balls and swings and misses down there.
And here's Christian. In there on the outer half, it's 0-1. So far, 2 for 3 in this one. The 0-1.
Looked like he was cheating a heater right there. A little bit too far out in front. Got to find a way to keep his hands back.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a line drive. A leap, but he can't bring it down. Base hit. And a leaping effort, but it's off his glove.
Hey, this guy's obviously seeing the ball right now. That's another hard hit single. 3 for 4 right there. He's looking super solid at the plate.
So now to the plate, Ryan Braun. As the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball 1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1 for 4 day. One and 1 to count.
You're lucky if you get 1 pitch a night right down the middle. Cannot be late on that fastball.
Had him off stride that time, and it's 1 and 2.
Ooh, wee, that was an ugly swing. I'm sure he's not going to watch that one on replay after the game.
And he lays off it to even the count 2 and 2.
Yeah, and if you get a guy flailing at a pitch like that, heck, you're going to go out there and throw that same pitch till he proves he can lay off of it.
Swing and a miss, and they'll dodge a major bullet that time. 2 away. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you see that ball as a hitter. You think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
Standing in now, Eric Sogard, as he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball 1. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. The 1-0. High in the air into shallow left center. In comes the left fielder. He gets there to make the play, and that ends the inning. Brewers strand a couple. They still lead it by a count of 8-4. Kicking off the top of the 9th, Jeff McNeil, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Number 6.
First delivery to him on the way.
Ball 1, no strike.
It's Brett Anderson in line for the victory, barring a 9th inning collapse here. Well, should be 2-0, but he goes way out of the zone to go after that one, and it's even 1-1.
Man, that pitch had the look of a fastball. Straight changeup, and the bottom fell out of it.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Hit in the air to shallow center. Kane comes on now, and he has it 1 down. Final line there for the Brewers starting pitcher. It was a really nice day on the mound for him.
Matty V, really a solid performance. 7 strong innings pitched, in line for the win. Needs some help for the bullpen to close this one out.
And that'll bring in the former top prospect, Ahmed Rosario.
He swings and hits it foul off to the right and out of play.
He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. That just misses off the inside for ball 1. One and two now as that one's fouled off. Now the pitch.
Ball in.
Hey, even though this guy's a righty hitter, he's going to get pounded with that two-seamer. He needs to make sure he catches this thing out front if he sees that pitch again.
The 2-2.
Helpful.
Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
Now batting.
So here's Pete Alonso, and he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. Here comes the first pitch.
Ball that time.
A 1-0 delivery.
2-0.
2 out, nobody on. Breaking ball well inside and taken for ball 3.
Now with the bases empty, I think he needs to be careful not to just groove one here just because it's 3-0. He's a guy that could ambush you and lose one over the wall.
And this one misses high for ball 4, and they have themselves a 2-out base runner.
That is just a great at-bat there. When you're down late, you need base runners any way you can get them, and that never-say-die mentality could be the difference. We'll see how it plays out.
Into the box now, Michael Conforto. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
At the ball.
And he'll lay off a fastball here in a good spot, but ruled the ball 1-0.
At the ball.
2-0. Hit hard on the ground to second. That gets through, and he'll reach base again on his second base hit of the game. So now they'll have 2 men in scoring position following the 2-out double.
Well, it isn't exactly earth-shattering, but when you struggle like they have at the plate all day, you take any extra base hit that you can get. If they can string together a few at-bats like that, they're going to get right back into this thing.
Josh Hader takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Number 71. Josh Hader.
Digging in once again, Wilson Ramos. And these guys are making a little push here. You have to like the effort despite the odds.
Yeah, you really do, Matt. Look, they still have a significant hill to climb, but hey, they string a couple of hits together here, and all of a sudden this thing feels doable.
First pitch on its way.
1-0.
And he misses inside with that one. Ball 1. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. Now a swing and a ground ball. This should do it. Fielded cleanly. Throw on to first, and the ball game is over.
This was just a nice win for these guys. They did most of their damage in that big second inning and did what they had to the rest of the way to secure this win.
8-4 the final this afternoon. Milwaukee took the lead in the second inning and rode that until the very end. Brett Anderson is the winning pitcher of record. Rick Porcello was hit hard to the tune of 7 earned as he takes the loss. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more